So let's talk about neural control of the heart. All right, now we know that the heart beats on its own. It doesn't need, nerves to it to beat. It's going to beat anyway, regardless. But there is neural input and neural control. So we have a nuclei in the medulla called the Cardiovascular Center. And that is, of course, in the medulla of the brainstem. So this cardiovascular center receives input from sensory receptors. So there's basically three types. So there are proprioceptors, and proprioceptors, if you remember, you find these in skeletal muscle, and they monitor tension. So tension in the muscle, okay? We have chemoreceptors. And those monitor things like acidity. So acidity in the blood, or hydrogen ion concentration, basically. We also have baroreceptors. And these things monitor pressure. So pressure in, just do an aortic arch here. And in here's our baroreceptors. So they're baroreceptors in your carotids and in your aortic arch here. So this right here these things here are the input. And they input to, again, the cardiovascular system. So if we utilize pressure as the stimulus, so we're just looking at one of these. So pressure is the stimulus. So we have our medulla here and our little nuclei in here. Whatever. Okay, so our little nuclei with cell bodies of neurons that go out to the heart, because this is the cardiovascular system. So we have these baroreceptors that monitor stretch. Okay, So that's how they know that there is pressure, is from the stretch in the vessel here. So it sends back information to the medulla. So let me write that here. This is the medulla, because my picture isn't exactly great. So the medulla and the cardiovascular center. Cardiovascular center. So what does it do? What's going to happen? So if the medulla senses there is an increase in heart activity, okay, so there's an increase in, pressure or whatever, so it will send information. It will send an impulse over to the SA node and also to the AV node. And that will be to slow things down. Okay, so if pressure is too high, we need to decrease that, decrease heart activity, so it tells the heart to slow down. Okay, so with an increase, the green neurons here tell it to slow down. So what kind of neurons are these going to be? Well, these are parasympathetic. So the parasympathetics slow things down. If it's too low and pressure is too low, then it will tell the heart to speed up. So it will, let's use pink. So it will tell the heart to speed up. So it will do that by sending an action potential to a preganglionic neuron, which will start in the, which is in the thoracics, and will the cell body in that in the spinal cord. So this down here is the spinal cord. Spinal cord in the thoracics, right? Because it's sympathetic. And it will send a preganglionic from there to heart muscle. Preganglionic, so it goes to here. To heart muscle. To the AV node. And to the SA node. And that will speed things up. Speed up. Slow down. So the cardiovascular center gets these input messages from these three things: proprioceptors, chemoreceptors, baroreceptors, and then provides an answer by saying, oh, heart rate is too high, so we're going to tell it to slow down. Heart rate is too low, pressure is too low, we're going to speed it up. Acidity, same thing. We need to get rid of the hydrogen concentration, so it will speed up. If it's too low, it will make it slow down. Proprioceptors, if there's tension in the muscle, that means the muscles are using the blood and using oxygen and all of that, so that will prompt the heart to speed up as well.